Yes.
All right, welcome everyone. As you are entering into our Zoom webinar today, I want to say hi, and welcome everyone. I am Deborah Wilcox, a technical assistant specialist and certified trainer here at the Early Learning Coalition of Palm Beach County. We are absolutely thrilled to be here with you today to explore how play can be a powerful tool for learning. I would like to give a brief moment so my wonderful team can introduce themselves. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead, Renee.
First. Hello, everyone. My name is Renee, and I'm actually a technical assistant specialist like Deborah and Claudia. And I'm a certified trainer for It's Okay to Play in VPK. I'm going to talk about that a
Woohoo!
little bit today. So I'm so excited to be here with you all to talk about that and share some awesome ideas about fall, my favorite season. You're all so lucky to have a classroom and kiddos to do all these activities with. So I'm grateful for you all. Thank you.
Yay, thank you,
Yeah.
Renee.
Yeah, and I am Claudia Rios. I'm a technical assistant specialist as well of the ELC. Very grateful for that because I found my life here. I love to be around children, around people that loves children, which is you guys, all of you. So I feel so excited to share these moments with all of you and the knowledge and learn from you, because that's what happens in these meetings. We all learn. It's like everybody, it's sharing. Time is life. And when we share that responsible, we teach something we know. So that would be with something to encourage everyone to share your thoughts in the chat, or just open your mic and share your thoughts, and we all can learn from you. And this is something that it's like always fulfilling, like my life when I go to a classroom and I hear, hey coach, look, you were talking about this and I'm doing it, but in my way. Woo! It's awesome. So that's why I love this space the coalition is giving us. All right, so now we go with the
Amazing.
star.
Amazing, Claudia. Amazing. Thank you, Claudia, and our special guest, Renee. Thank you so much for introducing yourself. So, like Claudia said, the team and I, we are passionate about creating engaging, developmentally appropriate experiences that spark that curiosity and foster growth. So let's jump into our icebreaker. I see, Claudia, you read a few responses already in the chat. So go ahead and we're going to do our icebreaker, and it's called gratitude in one word. So we'll just go ahead and finish it up. If you didn't write one word that explains what you are grateful for as an early childhood professional, go ahead and drop it in the chat. We're curious. We read some wonderful responses already. We're absolutely curious to see the one word that you are grateful for. So go ahead and drop it in the chat. And Claudia, you can let us know what new ones that you see.
All right, so we already read some of them,
Okay.
and we have Andrea saying grateful for growth. Yes, yes, we
Wow.
are.
Growth.
Hello, Donna, welcome. We have who else? For purpose. We
Mm-hmm.
have yeah, purpose in life is all. If we don't have like a goal or anything,
Yes.
we will be lost. Okay,
Yes.
so thankful for staff, thankful for
Mm-hmm.
family,
Mm-hmm.
thankful for so many things that I want to see in that chat.
Yes.
I'm
Wow.
thankful because I was a VPK teacher for so long. Same as you guys, right, Renee and Deborah?
Yes.
So
Same.
that is like giving us a lot of
Purpose.
the sense. We
Yes.
know what it means to be in a classroom.
Mm-hmm.
We know what it means to see
That
the
background.
mess. We know what it means to feel all the
Experience.
hugs and the love yous and
Yes.
everything. Even when there is a virus around and we don't want hugs, but there will be sneezing on your face. So that is giving us the sensitivity we need to like understand some situations. We have oh, Oh, Andrea, hi. She said that she's thankful for the support and for my coach, which is me.
Yay!
Yes, on Coast Academy. Woohoo!
That's awesome.
So for achievements, yes.
Achievements.
We have Butanaha from Garden of the Sahara, and
Okay.
she's thankful for the opportunity to make a difference in the students' life. That is
Yes.
awesome and very deep.
Yes.
You know, everything that happens to children for good and for not that good is adults responsible, like all the adults around them, they will be responsible for that. So that, being grateful for that, it's awesome.
Yes.
All right, so I don't
What
see
wonderful
any more
answers.
responses. Hi, Rocio will be from Florence Fuller. Welcome all the staff. I always encourage my directors and VPK teachers to be connected because this is awesome. All right, so I don't see more responses in the chat.
Okay, let's move on. So let's dive in. Thank you for all your wonderful responses. We really, truly appreciate when you engage with us in the chat. You don't understand how much that means to us. So let's dive into how play can transform learning environments and empower our children to thrive. Let's go to the next slide. All right, let's jump right into learning through play. So today you'll have the opportunity to reflect on how play promotes learning across the developmental domains. Together, we will explore how intentional interactions, those everyday moments filled with curiosity, connection, and creativity, can make play more meaningful. By recognizing these learning opportunities within these daily routines, we can better support our children's growth and development in ways that feel natural, joyful, and impactful. So let's jump into learning through play.
Learning through play.
All right, so what does this mean for us? Right? Learning through play is a learning approach where children explore, create, and problem solve in fun, hands-on activities, while teachers guide, let's pay attention to that word, the teachers guide and extend learning in a VPK classroom. Let's take a look at this wonderful quote, Claudia. You found this quote, right?
Yeah, I found it and I love
Wow.
it.
It's so cute. It says, learning through play is the work of the child, and materials are their tools. Learning through play is the work of the child, and the materials are their tools.
That's very deep, right?
Very deep.
Yeah, in the same way we work and we have a lot of tools, the materials, the toys, and everything they have around become tools for them.
Oh, yes. We are creating our future builders, construction workers. We're our future chefs, our future everything. We're building our future, right? So let's provide those tools in the classroom so they have the chance to have creativity and imagination. All right, let's go to the next slide. All right, let's take a look at our objective for today. So you will have the opportunity to reflect on how play promotes learning and explore how intentional interactions can make play more meaningful by recognizing those learning moments within the daily routines. So these are our objectives for today. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Claudia as I go on to the next slide.
Yeah, I know when we read that up, like every time I was reading the objective, it was clear, it is clear, but I don't want you to misunderstand as we are adding more tasks or like extra work to what we already have, because probably our plates are full, right? So probably it will be like a lot to do, especially during this busy season with upcoming celebrations. We don't want to add more. The idea is to reflect all together. We here that are here, we're going to reflect and recognize that we already have everything we need to make this objective possible. we have a classroom setting, we have materials in our classroom, and of course, we all have children. All right. So we have all we need. All like we need to add is intention. So we have everything, but if we don't have intention to use that, how can we combine those? It wouldn't be like as important. Okay.
Yes.
So we're gonna go ahead to the next slide. And we're gonna talk about the components of purposeful play moments. We have 4 things that are like very important for something that like for someone, for a teacher that wants really to take a lot of outcomes from these playful moments. We have number 1, intentional. Those are the components. We have meaningful, number 2, varied, number 3, and guided. We were talking about that, how guidance needs to be happening in the classroom, right? So one of the biggest challenges when bringing more play into the classroom is it's like the question we have in the back of our heads, what happens in the middle of all that fun, right? As teachers, maybe you're asking that. The sharing struggles, when you start to hear, that is mine, I don't want to share this. Or when you hear, I don't want to be your friend, I don't want to play here, I want to go to the other center. Right? We hear that a lot. So that's like a challenge. We're going to learn today how to deal with that, those moments, or when they use the materials in an unexpected way. Like, oh, okay, I don't think that's being used like that. Let's rephrase that. Okay, I think this is being used like this, because sometimes they don't play in a right way because they just don't know. And if we don't explain what is the expectation and what is the procedure, what is the way they're supposed to be, like the positive way, because there is like open-ended materials, which are great. If we don't explain that, they just don't know how to use it, right? So these moments can make us worry, right? So how we can manage behavior in the classroom when they're playing, and it's all under classroom organization, right? So it will be great if you go back to your class dimension guide and you just take a look of strategies that can help you in these moments when they're playing, okay? But here it's one key. Play doesn't have to be, oh, my guinea pigs are excited too. All right, so play doesn't have to be like the disorder of the moment, of the morning. When teachers set clear expectations, model how to use materials, and guide children through conflicts, play becomes a structured, rich, and calm learning experience. So it's all you have to do. Be clear before they're going to start an activity. What is your expectation? What time are you going to be spending there? And they will know, oh, okay, so this is what we're going to do, right? And so everything, it's going to be like an enrichment. And we all want enrichment in our classes and in our classrooms. Now, the goal, it's not to control the play, all right? Because we regard for our students' perspectives. So, but we organize it with purpose. That's why we were mentioning, and Deborah said guided. So this is the key. It has to be guided, the purpose. So children can explore freely while still learning routines, cooperation, and self-regulation. So we're gonna go ahead to slide number 6, and we're gonna jump into the first one, which is purposeful. So guided by standards. Remember, VPK teachers, like everyone, but here we're talking about, we're talking with VPK teachers with credentials, and we all need to be familiar with the standards, okay? So guided by the standards, that define what preschool children should know and be able to do by the time they enter to kindergarten. The teachers need to plan with a clear learning goal in mind for those play moments. So really, we need to do that. Like, the main reason we use play in a way is a way to learn. It's a way for children to learn concepts in a simple way and in a fun way. All right. So children enjoy playing. When they having fun, they like naturally engaged. They're curious. They open to learn, to try new things. That is the magic of that moment. Play captures their attention, right? Lowers frustration. And when that arises, we know what to do, okay? And turns every moment into a learning opportunity. Children learn best when they're having fun. We learn things when we're having fun, right? So why now we see a question underneath, like, why should teachers plan play moments and how can they make them part of the daily routine? So I'm gonna try to share with you the why should teachers plan for play in the classroom, and you just think about how you can plan for that. And if you want, you can just type in the chat how you're going to include that in your classroom now that you're thinking that like the play in the classroom is really powerful. It's a powerful tool. So why? Because when we play with children, we connect. We're everything we're connecting with children, but we connect all the learning goals with children, right? So teachers link play to language, to math, science, and social, emotional development. With everything, we can link it. To make learning meaningful, children learn best when they're engaged and curious. That's why. Because when they're not interested, they're not going to be engaged, and no learning is going to be happening. The balance between the freedom and the guidance, it has to be present. Planning is ensures, like, when you plan the activity they're going to be making in centers or in the playground, children have the choice, but teachers can step and extend learning. So we're not going to be changing how they think. We're going to be there, present, guiding, and facilitating all that exploration and everything they do. Okay? So another why is because we can include all learners. We sometimes we have children in our classroom that don't get concepts as easy as everyone else, right? But when we do, like when we're in a playing setting, like we can include all learners. First, we can plan for them. We can adapt all the play for different needs, interests, and abilities. That is something really nice. When we say include our learners or approaches in play, it means making sure that every child, no matter their learning style, ability, background, or language, can actively participate and benefit from the play experience we're having. Okay, so of course, there's going to be adaptations, activities. It's going to be encouraging collaboration, providing choices, creating an inclusive environment. And I think Maria is with us because she's the expert on this part of the presentation. Yes, go ahead, Maria.
No, I just wanted to say, Claudia, that also is very important to notice when the teacher is really involved in the activities in the game, we're going to see less behaviors in the classroom.
Yeah.
So behaviors are going to minimize because the teacher is present, guiding, and just the presence of the teacher, right? Because the teacher is the main caregiver, so they all want to be with the teacher. So instead of being, teacher, I'm doing this, look at me, look at me, the teacher is there, so we're going to have less behaviors, less anxiety.
Yeah, that is correct. Thank you, Maria. And you know what? I had an experience with that. It's really, really funny. I remember that I just didn't like, not to say in another way, but I didn't like the summer, like the summer camp part of the year, because they, like, school age children coming, and it was a challenge, and we have our beautiful classroom, and we thought they're gonna come to destroy it, and we have some water days. Do you remember those? But these water days, we were not able to go out of the school. It was in the playground. So we have slides, we have a lot of fun, we have like hoses, we have like sprinkles and a lot of things. But still, it was boring. You know that word that you can't, when they come to you and they say, I'm bored, and you don't know what else to do. So it was like a lot of incidents, accidents, and then as and then I was thinking, and I was like, oh, you know what? Today I'm gonna be part of it. I don't want to get wet because of my glasses or anything, but today I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be part in the moment with them. So I just put on my shirts and my shirt and everything. And I went there, and just my presence, it was magic. It was magic. Everybody, whatever they didn't like to do, they loved it that day. Oh, we want to do this, we want to do that. We laid down, and we were like taking the sun and having these great conversations. So that is correct. So we need to be part of the game. We need to be part in whatever they're doing. And that is gonna, like, as you said, Maria, that is gonna help us facilitate, help us guide. We're gonna talk about that in a little. But it's gonna help even with the behavioral problems. All right. So if that's like, anyone said something in the chat about how we can prepare the environment, for example, arrange centers like blog, dramatic plays, art with some new or seasonal materials. We can invite, like, just use one thing to invite exploration and problem solving. What about if you just place boxes in one of the centers and don't say anything? They will find out this is something. So that's to be like preparing the environment. Anyone saying something, Deborah?
I'm not able to see the chat.
Oh, you're not. All right, let me see. All right, so we have outdoors playground time is the perfect time to play with the kids. There is so much to learn while they are outside. Yeah, you are right. Truly, that is true. We need to be part of those moments. And even it's unbelievable when you sat down with them in dramatic play, and you share like the tea moment, and you get the fake phone, hey, mommy's calling, hello. That is awesome. All right, that I think great conversation will
So
come
Claudia,
from.
I can see the chat now.
Oh, you can see it now. All
Yeah,
right.
I wanted to piggyback off of Janelio. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Como. So she says the outdoor playground. She mentioned the outdoor playground time is, what did it say? Is the perfect time to play with the kids. So I wanted to mention how magical, and I do say magical because when there's something that sparks, there's something that happens when you play with the children outside. So I hope that everyone has their ears open wide. Because when you actually go outside, create those activities for them to do outside, for you guys to do together, like Claudia, when she did her water play, and it was something that magical happened when she inserted herself in with the children's play. When you play outside, it's something magical that happened. There's a connection that builds between the teacher and the child, even if you're playing tag, even if you're jumping in the sack races, even if you're, whatever you're doing outside, if you're flipping on the jungle gym or doing flips out on the mulch, the children, you build this magical, a different type of connection than in the classroom. It's something magical about outside play. So if you want to build a better, deeper connection with your children, try to play with them outside. Play some tag, flip around, move around a little bit outside with them and see how your connection goes, especially for those new children that come into your classroom. All right, go ahead,
Yeah.
Claudia. Sorry.
And that comment makes me think that sometimes we hear concerns about the outside time when the observation comes. Oh, we're not doing anything. Yeah, of course, because if we go out to do nothing and just stand there, that is going to be a problem. But as soon as we are involved, that is not. That's going to solve the problem, actually. So we can close this part. We have to be purposeful, like we have to think, really think about it. We can have fun with them, like as in the same way they can have fun. Like imagine you coming to your house and you have like a special layout but never have time to change anything around. What if you come one day after a hard day out in traffic and working, coaching, teaching, and you come and everything it's like looking like brand new in your house and everything is like so beautiful and the layout is different and you never thought it was going to be like that. What are you going to do? You're going to feel excited, right? You're like, oh, what is this? How they put this? How they do? So it's in the same way we provide when we provide that new settings to our children. All right, so we're gonna go ahead to the next slide and we're gonna go to meaningful. Yes. So meaningful learning connects with children's interest and real life experiences during play moments. So this two key things like integration and connection, right, are like key part of concept development. And this is like an integration with previous knowledge and connections to the real world, right? The idea is not that every day we're gonna bring something completely new and start from zero in the classroom. Not at all. Yes, we're gonna introduce something new, like a new concept, right? But we need to integrate that new concept with previous knowledge and we need to make them feel like they already, we need to find the connection to make it meaningful to the child, easy to learn this new concept. When if we don't find anything like how to integrate with a previous knowledge, but if we find like an experience that probably he was living at home with their family or in the park or whatever and connect that moment, that will be really meaningful for them, right? So let's say, for example, at the beginning of the year, we were talking about family, right? It's the beginning of the year topic. We're gonna be talking about family and how we take care of each other, how we love the family members and all that. And right at this time, like November, we're gonna be talking about kindness because it's the Thanksgiving month. So you can integrate that. You can say, remember at the beginning of the year when we were talking about how we love our family, how we are kind to our family. This is in the same way, but this is the school family. So you integrate. It's like not everything is new, because that even make us anxious, right? When we're gonna start something, like let's think about the first day when you showed up to the new job. Huh? What do you think? It's you can get anxious, but if you can integrate that, okay, I've been doing this before, and everything is gonna be just fine. So you can just right get the courage. Yes, Maria, go ahead.
I just want to say also that in this part meaningful, we can integrate the concept of moving the toys around because sometimes we stagger the toys in one place and are in the same place the whole year. So if we have a specific subject, we can take some toys away and put it somewhere, in a closet, and leave the ones that we're going to purposely and meaningfully use for that activity. And then the next month, when we bring it out, the kids are going to be so excited again. So even if it's something that we use in the past, they're going to find new ways to use it because it's going to be new for them. So we can also repurpose with meaning, with a real meaning behind what we're doing, and intentionality. All the toys and all the pieces that we have around the classroom.
Yeah, that is correct. All right, so we're gonna go. Thank you, Maria. Thank you for your comment. That is great. All right, so I don't want to go like deeper, asking if you can just, yeah, that one. I just want to ask, why do you think, what element in that picture you're seeing, in that picture, what element do you see in the photo that helps children connect and integrate concepts? I want you, someone to open the mic. It's one thing that is there that is gonna help them connect. There is gonna be a lot of science. They can be comparing. They're talking about weight. They're talking about like comparison. They can talk about sizes. They can feel textures and all things. But what is the element you see in the photo that is gonna help and is gonna be meaningful to connect with real life? I know everybody knows. All right, so let's see. I see some comments in the chat. All right, so we have Barbara saying the housekeeping time. In housekeeping time, they talk a lot, preparing food, washing dishes. Yes, that is correct. And we have, oh, can you see the comments, Deborah? When you engage with the
Yes.
students outside, it increases their curiosity and as curiosity as to what is going on. Yeah, they will be like thinking about what is going on and why the teachers are playing with them. That is so fun. And we have Matilda. Do you see the comment of Matilda?
Yes.
All right. Can you help me with those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says, if you're preparing for story time, have the children go on a scavenger hunt. Fun to assist in finding the props for the story. They really enjoy this type of involvement.
Yeah, they really enjoyed it. Right. It's like
So
a lot
fun.
of things making sense. So the element, if we miss it, it's the pumpkins we see there. Why? Because this time of the year is fall, guys. And we have pumpkins everywhere. They're going to pumpkin patches. They're eating. We're gonna get ready to eat pumpkin pie. We're gonna be doing a lot of things. So the pumpkins, it was the only element. If you take the pumpkins away from that picture, it will be a regular science exploration spot. But with the pumpkins, just one different element, you're making meaningful. All right, we're gonna go ahead.
Wow. Oh yeah, really quickly, I see
Yep.
outside the students make fire, camping, build houses with sticks. Abe says, makes sense. She commented on Maria and she said, always like to rotate the materials and toys. And she also said food. And then Nicole said the food items. Ruth said the scale. And Abe says the food, the pumpkins, the students can make the connection.
Yay! That's what I'm talking about. You guys are rocking. I love it. I love it. I know you wouldn't miss it. All right, we're gonna go ahead to the next slide.
Okay.
And we're gonna talk about varied settings, how we can use the whole classroom, all the interest areas, large groups, small groups, routines and transitions, every experience, interaction, or unexpected event. It's an opportunity for children to learn. All right. So we have to integrate that. Look at that picture. How can you tell learning it's happening in that picture? How can you tell? It's a really busy space, right? We have boxes, we have a lot of space, like signs, we have boxes in different sizes. Like, how can you tell learning is happening? It's not just, sometimes we just think that learning is happening when we pass like the copies, the littles, for them to color and follow instructions. But when we keep it simple, when we use real and natural materials like boxes, like leaves, pine cones, pumpkins, as we saw, and we connect to areas of learning, we're gonna get a lot. So probably in this picture, they will be learning about different sizes. They will be problem solving. How can we all fit in this space? Like a lot of things. Traffic, it depends of the purpose of the teacher. All right. So please think that your classroom can be like very different. Every day you can be having something different in your large group spot, or in blocks, or in science, or in art, just with one little element, new element. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead to the last of my slides because I was taking too long, and this will be the guided element. So acknowledge and describe. I see you are doing this. I hear you. You know, you wouldn't have comments, you wouldn't have conversations in your classrooms if you don't observe and you don't hear. You need to take your time to jump into a conversation, to make a comment. All right. So, coach, you can do it. Take your time. I know you can. What if you try to grab the pencil like that? What if we put this element on top? What will happen if we just take this away from this? So, be a coach, extend. I think it will be very interesting what would happen if, and all those expressions, and demonstrate. Let's try that. So be part. Let's try that. All right. So give information, scaffolding, hints, assistance, provide the necessary level of help to allow children to succeed and complete a task. Okay, so we are gonna just leave it like that, and we're gonna go ahead to the next slide, which is gonna be a really nice video.
Claudia, when I play the video, could you give me a thumbs up to let me know if you hear the sound?
I will give you everything, a smile, thumbs up, whatever. All right.
All right, everyone. So this video is a quick overview of intentional teaching, including assessment-driven planning and strategies for making learning meaningful. So let's take a look at a quick 2-minute video. I think it's 3 minutes.
Hi, I'm Beth, a former
Claudia, can you hear it?
Yes, I can hear
Okay.
you. Sorry.
principal
Okay.
and now I'm
Everybody
on
was
your
just-
teaching strategies.
Okay.
I'd like to take a moment to talk to school and program administrators about the importance of intentional instruction. Intentional instruction is just what it sounds like. Teachers being extremely purposeful in the planning and implementation of the experiences and activities that they use to support children's development and learning. That much sounds really self-evident, doesn't it? But did you know that the critical foundation of intentional instruction is actually assessment? So often we think of assessment as what happens after instruction, to let you know whether or not a child has learned what you wanted him to learn. And that much is true. Assessment can indeed give us this important information. But it's crucial to understand that the process doesn't end there. On the contrary, assessment is where it begins anew, all over again, because only when a teacher understands what each child knows and is able to do, can she then plan with intention. Here are 3 things you can talk with teachers about to make sure that they are using assessment and children's learning as the foundation for intentional instruction. First, make sure you're asking your teachers to tell you and show you how they're making the decisions that will guide their planning for instruction. Don't just ask, what are your plans? Ask your teachers, why? Why this? Why now? Second, ask them about the variety of skills and abilities they're assessing. Because in order to teach the whole child, a teacher must also assess the whole child. Make sure they're documenting learning across all areas of the curriculum and across all developmental domains, including social, emotional, physical, cognitive, and language development. And third, ask them about the ways that they're involving families in documenting children's development and learning. Intentional instruction is not simply a result of providing families with an occasional report of their children's progress. It's also a result of building the partnerships that will allow teachers to better understand children and to better serve their needs, appeal to their interests, and support their strengths. Lastly, let them know that the reason you want to learn how they support children is so that you, in turn, can better support them. You'll find other videos on intentional instruction in the playlist linked below. For more early childhood strategies, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, also linked here.
Okay, so our video explained that intentional teaching is about being purposeful in every interaction with the children. It highlights those 3 key tips for teachers: to plan with intent, making learning meaningful, and use the strategies to guide learning. So the main takeaway is that intentional teaching doesn't happen by chance. It requires thoughtful planning and responsive strategies to support every child's growth.
Yeah, great. I love it.
All right, next slide.
Ready,
Is-
spaghetti? Okay.
Oh, it's Renee. Renee, it's your turn.
Okay, I love that video so much, and it went right into this beautiful display we have here that is actually part of our It's Okay to Play in VPK. So this is basically just a visual of what Deborah explained and the video explained, right? So we have the child's current understanding, and in the video she spoke a lot about assessment. So this can just be an informal assessment. It could be just a game and you notice a child is not recognizing numbers above 10, and so that you know you have to work more closely with that child, right? But you do know that they need to know numbers up to 31 before they go to kindergarten, right? So that's our currently beyond reach blue zone. So we're living in the zone of proximal development, which is our intentional teaching, which is where we come up with these activities and we make our small groups and we make learning fun and exciting. And maybe a child doesn't love doing this kind of puzzle, but they really like doing this activity instead. So making sure it's available for them, you follow their lead, and just encourage them to keep going. So this is just being aware. And then, of course, as you reassess the child, like it mentioned in the video, you will change the learning activities to move them farther and farther to their goal and to the standard. Okay. Unless anybody has anything else to say. No.
Not in the chat.
Okay. So planning for play promotes cognitive development. Just a reminder for everybody that play is so important. It encourages language and communication skills, new vocabulary. It tests their new knowledge, their critical thinking skills, and problem solving. And it's engaging for them, right? So as we plan new play experiences, as we mentioned before, more children will be interested in playing. So sometimes, and we were talking about behaviors earlier, and I wanted to mention this because sometimes our first instinct when we're having behavior issues in the classroom is to take away toys or items or less play experiences, and you try to control them more at the tables. And really, it should go the opposite way, where we're planning invitations, like Claudia had mentioned, and other things that keep them engaged. So they're busy. They're busy. They're thinking. They're doing. They're experiencing. They're creating art. They're doing all kinds of things in lieu of poking their neighbors and causing a ruckus and all of that. So just being aware of that and trying to find what that child really needs to be inspired, to learn, to play. Okay. Next. Just some fun brain facts for everyone. Allowing time for child choice lets the brain connect positive emotions to learning. And I actually added more to the slide and I don't see it, but that's okay because I'll tell you, because allowing child choice and getting them used to being independent and choosing helps with those executive functioning skills. I know you guys hear that everywhere. That's the new catchphrase, right? Is getting them ready for their executive functioning skills. So that all stems from choice and intrinsically choosing what they want to be engaged in. Children's brains need real life hands-on experience to help them understand the concepts, right? To help them grasp it. Reading, like I love Claudia's slide with the scales and the pumpkins because I'm sure they're reading books about pumpkins, right? And you're talking about pumpkins and all of this, but getting to actually hold it and see which one weighs more and touch it and feel the bumpy and smooth and not just look at a picture of bumpy and smooth, it really helps them understand. The areas of the brain that control learning and memory are shaped by experience. So reading about something in a book or a book and giving them the items to recreate that story, you could always have that as a center as well. The Three Little Pigs, there's all kinds of things you can do for that story. Goldilocks and the Three Bears was always my favorite. Giving them a basket with all the things they need to recreate the story and let them have fun and learn and experience. Okay. So we've also talked a lot about planning with intention, right? So planning, thinking of an activity that you want to do. You want to make sure you're using varied materials like Claudia mentioned earlier. So we want varied experiences, which helps them engage. Which guiding questions you can ask, because we're planning for conversation too, right? Because we want all those meaningful interactions. So having a book that goes with your activity that connects for them, that helps, and having that book available to them so they could flip back in their book and look. Thinking about each child and their individual needs, and then how you can integrate your activity or your book or whatever you have into all areas of the classroom across all activities. So just making it a whole classroom experience, like Claudia mentioned earlier. Okay.
Renee, I think Maria
Yeah.
has her hand up. Renee.
Oh, yay, Maria, please.
I just want to say, Renee, that the playing in preschool is so important because age of 3, the children already have about 80% of the brain size of an adult. And when they play, they create effects and start creating synapses, right? Neurons start communicating more and the white matter start building up. So, and it happened by studies that is way more faster and effective during playing time than during sit down guide teacher activity time.
Absolutely. And we have to remember too that childhood is such a short amount of time in general, right? These kiddos are going off to kindergarten and they don't necessarily have the option to play creatively and all of these things. So making the most of this VPK year, which is so important for their brain development, is just that much more important. Okay, so planning for creativity. I just wanted to point out the importance of process art. It allows for social and emotional growth. Children relax, release stress, they focus, they feel successful because it's theirs. They're not trying to meet a standard of a model of a specific piece of art that a teacher put together. They are choosing and they are successful no matter what they create because it's theirs. It helps them express their feelings. There's lots of language and literacy. Children can choose to discuss their art and add print to it on their own or by dictating to a teacher. Cognitive, children compare, predict, brainstorm, plan, and problem solve. So that's your concept development part of class too, and in the instructional support part. And then it's physical. Children use their fine motor skills to paint with different tools. They write, they use glue, they use clay, they collage. They're busy and they feel successful and you're building their confidence. Okay. I had to share these with you guys because I don't have a classroom of my own. I have to live through you. And so my favorite recipes, I know I shared cranberry oobleck last year, but I had to add some pumpkin Play-Doh to it. So these are all made of food materials. So in case somebody happens to taste it, it's okay. They're very, very easy to make. No cooking involved, and you can have your kids help you. And it's so much fun. So take a picture, get messy, have
They will
fun,
have
enjoy
the
it.
recording as well, so
That's right.
they can just review. Mhm.
Of course. Oh, the pictures didn't come through. What version of this PowerPoint is this? I changed it all. Okay, so there goes half of my pictures. But I just wanted to remind everyone, this is my favorite poem, and I know you all, or lots of you have taken trainings with me before, and I always remind everybody of this. Children are miracles. When we invite a miracle into our lives, we prepare ourselves and the environment around us. We make it our job to create, with reverence and gratitude, a space that is worthy of a miracle. So I love that because we do all of this work, right? As early childhood educators, there's so much work. We're security, right? We're janitors, we're teachers, we're moms sometimes. We're literally everything to these children. And taking the time, the extra time to plan for their play, we really have to remember that they are little miracles and they're only little for a certain amount of time. So this time that we take to change our classroom up a little bit or to add silk fall leaves to our block center, which does amazing things. That's all you have to do is put a little basket of those fake fall leaves from the dollar store in your block center and magic happens. So just all of those little things that you do and that you create for them means so much. You're really creating memories. I still have kids come to me that are in third, fourth, fifth grade, and they remember things that we did together. So, okay, this is for the It's Okay to Play in VPK coming up. Next Wednesday, November 12th, we have our first session. So it's 2 total sessions, and it's a DCF course. So you get credit on DCF for this. I made our first session virtual because I know how hard it is to get out and at nighttime after work for 2 sessions. So our first session is virtual and our second session has to be in person. So a little bit about our first session. The It's Okay to Play, What Educators Know About Intentional Teaching is the first part of the training, and it's based on the Florida Early Learning and Developmental Standards. The training builds on the participant's knowledge of the standards, and as the participant learns why play is critical to the development of young children and how to intentionally teach and reinforce the standards through developmentally appropriate everyday activities. So like Claudia was mentioning earlier, we're not asking you to change the world. These are things that are happening every day with what you have.
Yeah.
And then when you come to part 2 in person in Boynton Beach, you get to come play. So we're putting play into practice. It's a 2-hour training, and it uses the participant's knowledge of the Florida Early Learning Developmental Standards. We carry it over. We're scaffolding to facilitate hands-on learning. So you will actively engage in developmentally appropriate activities that reinforce the standards in various learning centers typically found in a preschool classroom. So we take a look around the classroom and we see what we can do. And you also get one of my favorite tools ever. I don't know if you could see it. Not really. But It's Okay to Play in VPK guide. And it goes through each standard and what you can do to bring that standard to life at home. So I know in the video she was talking about parental connections, right? And family connections and family participation. So if you're worried about a child's approaches to learning, you can help the family by sending home all of these great activities to do at home. And then there are also outdoor play activities as well listed, just like Janelle said. and then of course in the classroom as well. So it gives you all of the examples, things you can do, and all of the activities. So it's such a great resource. And you get all that.
Yep. Thank you, Renee.
Of course. Thank you all.
All right.
Thank you so much, Renee. That was so informative and valuable. Thank you so much for sharing that information with us. So the time is currently 1:59, and I know we want to be cautious of your time. So we have a quick conclusion here. And as we wrap up our session today, I hope that you're leaving with the renewed appreciation for the power of play and learning. And whether it's through spontaneous moments, planned activities, play does offer those endless opportunities to support children's development in meaningful ways. So I did want to share that with you. And this slide, Claudia, anything else to conclude?
No. I think they have a lot to think and a lot of
Yes.
to process.
Yes.
Mhm.
So here are some upcoming trainings. Renee, I have your It's Okay to Play on the top of our upcoming trainings. I didn't put session 2, but the slides are recorded. So if you wanted to see that as well. And then I will also be holding a training called Learning Beyond the Wall. So we talked about that magic and outside play. So we will be going over different activities that you can do outside for fun. So for those teachers that question about the assessors going outside, if you take this course, you'll have plenty of ideas and activities to have fun and learn outside. And then in March, I'll be holding the Impact of Music in Early Childhood Development, which is a fun musical training. So if you're interested, be on the lookout for that in your ELC web author.
All right. Awesome.
Deborah, real quick, if I may, I'm gonna be doing a training tomorrow in Spanish about
Okay.
classroom management and how to be cooperative and how to, deal with certain behaviors and how to self-control for the teachers. It's in Spanish, so everyone is welcome if virtual, and all the information is through web author.
Awesome. Anything you
Thank you,
can drop in the
Maria.
chat too, Maria? Anything you want to drop in the chat too?
Yeah, and Renee, if you want to drop your link and Deborah,
Yes.
I'm thankful for all of you. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. So this does conclude our meeting. Renee, Claudia, we're good. Anything else? We're good right now?
Yeah, we're
All
good.
right.
So we
Thank
can
you,
give you the
ladies.
rest of your afternoon. Thank
Yes.
you for
Enjoy.
attending. And remember, next month, we're not having the webinar. We'll resume on January.
January,
2026.
yay.
Yes.
So we'll see you in January. Thank you so much for joining us today.
All right. Let's see, I'm gonna just stop recording. All right.
Hey guys.